U.S. Women's Pistons Pulse podcast today.
Oh, busy day for you.
Yeah.
Holiday
in now, too.
Yeah, Drew in.
KD
and there's a turnover for France.
There's no White and
right.
no Bam so far.
Edwards, Drew, and looks like Durant out there on the floor right now.
Good defense.
A lot of Koulibaly.
Overhelp.
Yeah.
Too much.
That is a thing. That's been an issue.
There were multiple plays in the Serbia game where they switched and LeBron had Jokic. And game with help. You just don't need
AD misses the shot there, trying to attack Gobert. And then there's a foul. Tatum. Ron, how are you doing?
A little action here.
Let's see if the U.S. can get this done. Huh? Happy to have you jumping in, Ron. And
I was going to watch this game anyway, so might as well watch.
We'll hang out
here.
I mean, he did have that half-court shot against Germany. That was the dagger. But other than that, yeah, I think you're right. Whoa! Going for the steal there, didn't quite get it. 20 to fast. Gets the stop. That's out of bounds, but I believe if there's any time left, it's going to be 0.1, 0.2, something like that. Nope, that'll do it. 20 to 15 after one.
Get the box score here. Yeah, France 35% shooting, 4 of 11 from 3. Neither team's taking our mid.
Hey guys, I'm seeing on the YouTube chat issues, guys, but I don't control that, so I can try to reset it and redo it in just a moment.
You know, I'll have some issues here because my playback game stream isn't even working. I'm watching on my phone over.
Okay. I will try to reset that. And we'll see what happens.
For the playback chat, just no fans today. We're all on the same team today.
We're all rooting for the red, white, and blue here, which, but you know,
right. All right. Hopefully that fixed things over on the link. And we'll do something there. I did just reset the stream. All right.
Oh, man. We get all the gold earlier today.
All right, guys. If the stream is strong, is good. So if the YouTube stream is struggling, AD.
this tournament have been just incredible.
Makes me wonder a little bit would they be plenty of good years left, but could you lengthen out his career by making him like a 25-minute a night big?
Yeah, I think there's a case to be made that if you at some point can turn him into, like, let's say in fight 4, yeah, there's a real case to be made that he could probably he could tack on a few years at the end, because you see when he's playing next to another big, or he has the ability to sort of, like, utilize his youthful player on both ends. Yeah.
Abu, dance there.
Waiting for Ice Cube to drop in now. Yeah, I'll have to shoot a minute from YouTube. If you're over here on playback on both sides. It's happening on front office. It's happening on Lakers Nation. If it's really bad on YouTube, hop over on playback. I put the link in there, and top, go check it out, guys. I already reset the Strozen and fixes something.
So, Keith, I've been asked this question of anyone in Celtics world. Does he himself actually care, or is this just like fan?
Yeah, I think anybody, it's the same thing there, meaning like just from their competitors. Yeah, so I think that's the big thing for Tatum.
Couple of misses by the U.S. just 20 to 15. U.S. hammered up for France, and now it's a 1-point French lead.
That your question, Ron, he's not going to make a big deal right now, right? Like, we may hear later more about it, but
I think it's not a smart thing upset, and this is like a revenge. Steve Kerr is wrong to not play him. I don't think it's so, like, horrifying.
yeah, I mean, no revenge right? Like they the motivation, and half the time it's nobody thinks you're not good, but yeah, I talked to him like, hey, if he doesn't play great, that means you can't be too upset about that.
I mean,
It's hard minus. I think Bam's out there now.
and I
Albert,
Ron,
he will
score. And that's a
are they doing there? Like,
Got Bam defending Wemby in the post. LeBron gets the board off the Wemby miss. Here comes LeBron. They go under the screen. LeBron for three. No. US going cold right now.
Basically shoved it
Yep.
into the ground.
Call. I think the French have had a bit more than FIBA whistles going on.
That
over the
Japan
last
game
week.
was the only one we beat.
you know, if this is just a hint to what the
LeBron,
I'll take it.
let's go.
No unscheduled nonsense. Scheduled nonsense. John D. So this for a change. Soft and no like soft urge on the game of basketball. I absolutely hate it all the time now because guys they don't want to have to fight through screen. It just drives me nuts.
You know, at lower
Everybody just watching the rebound there.
Lincoln strong, there's no reason to not.
And my thing is too, it's for them to set a screen, and that's when they do it there like that. He's been on
Three wide open this
Old strategy
both strategy.
great cut. Great
Pass.
32-29. Oh, bam! Throws it down. Some extracurricular activity here. Half
see, okay, yeah. I was still just kind of bumped in the book there. I feel like Yabusele should have been decent in the NBA.
Yeah, he was too good to give him minutes. He was very out of shape then. I think the year he spent in China, too many.
That's not what he was going to be in the NBA, even at his best. He was going
It's weird. That's
oh, man.
new celebration though.
He's like the
through
He,
contact.
whenever player on a basketball court, you know, take it all the time. But when he wants to, no one's close.
I, yeah, he's still the best player at the gray and the beard. Somebody commented like,
Got it. He didn't want to shave. The Olympics
did you see it go to take
really LA.
I mean,
could you imagine?
I know they're supposed to fix, but I don't believe that it's going to be enough. I have horrid.
One of my best friends just he went to the Paris Olympics. He was like, it's so funny how like everyone who
really?
left the city and we're like, yeah, because they didn't. You don't want to deal with everything that came in a ton
Oh,
of
I'm
things
sure.
off of that.
Yeah, me and a few friends are
Yeah.
we're going to spend the next 2-3 years figuring out what we want to do there.
It's sloppy defense too. You don't
Falling out of
yeah, we shouldn't have fallen all the way through.
hit him up
Tough
top
call, but
because he definitely didn't get the legs.
I apologize. Derek White, the other one was like, have super strong
He was one of the rotation makes sense here.
you saw Fern, who worked through me. He said, you need to tell him to get me back to the NBA. The Celtics still haven't
Yeah,
won.
but let's just keep in track.
It is. Booker misses the
See, I feel
three.
like that wasn't much different.
Oh, the U.S. the pressure defense. France comes away with it. Though. Missed three. Here comes the U.S. in transition. Woo. KD for three. Right?
It's just really unbeatable. How often do the three oldest
Oh!
wow.
Yeah, but LA.
Oh, man.
35 now. Wow.
Yeah, but I feel like every shot
Is at
I feel like
Right?
every shot
Yeah, LeBron said to take the charge, but I think
well, he's up to 11. I apologize. That was
I gotta go through the play-by-play and see how many
Steph Curry for 3. Top, no.
Defense. Oh, that's
Hitting him like that.
You actually can play fine.
it's just handed
Uh,
right there.
Let's see it. Just too much of a shove there. But that'll be a free throw for Booker. U.S. up 45.
At what point do you start to feel bad for Rudy Gobert? Scale moment. Bad. Like,
Curry
yeah.
his only
Never Embiid will. Just it's one of the most unique cases in NBA history of like the juxtaposition between like what he's accomplished and then what happens in these big games routinely.
Yabusele for 3. No. Curry tipped that one free, but it went right to Wemby, and there's a foul. LeBron saying it wasn't one. Yabusele goes face first into the advertising.
Yeah, that was a good call.
This is the Gershon Yabusele quarter. Like this is
Gershon Yabusele semifinals and final.
he
medal
is just
rounds.
They are running it through him.
This is the biggest disappointment for me so far throughout this run has been Team USA struggles on the boards. Like just they have not rebounded well. They didn't rebound well in the exhibitions or really any of the games leading up. It's been that's an issue. They're so good it doesn't really matter.
And against France, I'm less like I feel less critical of their like rebounding struggles, but against some of the other teams, like against some of the other teams they've been playing, there was just no reason for them to struggle rebounding the way that they do.
46-39 now. I missed it. I was trying to fix the stream for the YouTube folks there. Was that an offensive rebound off a missed free throw?
It was.
Yep.
Oh,
Ooh.
no, referee.
Ooh.
Referee calls an offensive foul, and here come the refs. You knew it was going to happen.
Foul? Come on.
If anything, that's an easy blocking foul, but it's probably not anything.
Just call it out of bounds and give it back to the U.S.
Right?
Or if you really wanted to call it out of bounds off Holiday, but there's not a foul there. You can't jump in the guy's path like that just because you read the play.
I mean, you knew this was coming. France has had this kind of whistle for the entire tournament. You knew it was coming. The U.S. is going to have to play through it.
I feel like a charge should not be a legal call if the offensive player is going away from the basket 40 feet away. Like that's just
right.
Just feels like, what are we doing here?
Drew.
Oh, and there's a 3 for Drew.
Here we go, Drew. Get it back.
Oh, thank goodness. All right. So looks like the audio is better on YouTube finally. Apologies, guys. I would like to be able to say I did something and fixed it, but I did not.
It's a 10-point game, and France has been awful from 3. So if they start hitting threes, it could get a little tight.
mean, yeah, you saw what Serbia did in that first half.
Oh, good find by Wemby.
Wow.
Aye.
And
And then you give
Yabusele.
up the reverse layup as
8-point game.
time expires. 8-point game going into halftime.
Is this the type of thing that
49-41.
earns a guy another chance in the league?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's somebody I know he's on teams' radars because he's been all right since being out of the NBA the last couple of seasons. So I mean, we'll see. Been playing in Spain.
I mean, like, yeah, if he walks out of the gold medal game with like 28 points on 45% shooting, I feel like that's going to get some attention. I mean, it's the same thing as, when a guy who's not very good in college, but then has some crazy magical tournament run and they end up getting drafted because of it. It feels like a similar thing.
Yeah, he was pretty good for Real Madrid last year and was incredible in the EuroLeague. I just looked it up to make sure I had that right. Shot 56.5% from the field and 46% from three.
Wow.
Whew.
On 3 attempts per game too. So pretty solid.
Yeah, he's good.
So right now at halftime, we've got for France, Yabusele has 15 to lead the way. Wembanyama with 13. Meanwhile, for the United States, you've got more balanced scoring, but Devin Booker does have 13, the only player in double figures. The U.S. is shooting 45% from three. They're 9 of 20, but they do have 5 turnovers right now and just 2 free throw attempts. France, meanwhile, 6 free throw attempts. They're shooting just 19% from three, 3 for 16. But that's maybe a concern there for the United States, that the French are not shooting well from three and that this is still just an 8-point game right now. But guys, what does the U.S. need to do in order to widen the gap here in the second half?
Sorry.
Said what does the U.S. need to do to widen the gap in the second half here?
Yeah, take care of the ball a little bit better and then finish plays with rebounds. France has 6 offensive rebounds in the first half. It's not an overwhelming amount, but it's not you're really good. 5 turnovers for Team USA so far. Not a terrible number, but you just gotta clean those things up a little bit. And then initial defense has been pretty good, especially on the perimeter. And I don't know that France has gotten a ton of clean looks, which is also encouraging.
Yeah, it's not a 3 for 16 where they've had 10 open looks and they've hit only 2 of them. Like they've had to. I mean, one of their 3 makes was that like 30-foot bank contested 3. So I think the U.S. is doing a good job there. But they're when you're a plus 18 from beyond the arc, but you're only up 8, that is always a cause for a little bit of concern.
Yeah. Trevster, I was trying to see what I could do to fix the stream for the YouTube folks. So I did miss your super chat. Just repost it. You don't have to pay for it. Just post it as a regular comment and we'll answer it. So I may have missed it in there in the chat. I need to get Ben Wallace in foul trouble.
Like that, the accent marks over it.
Yeah, that's funny.
Ben Wallace.
People saying that the refs need to be investigated. You knew it was going to happen. There were going to be some calls, and Team USA was going to have to find a way to play through it.
I can tell you, this is the Paris Olympics, and this is the French national team playing. So investigation done. They're getting a good whistle.
Right? Yeah. We know exactly what's happening.
This game is happening in Paris. The investigation done. If this game was happening in LA,
we knew it was coming.
The United States would probably get a friendly whistle. Like, yep.
Jack says no AD, no LeBron for preseason. I hope. Yeah, and I would assume, Keith, that's probably the case for the Celtics guys as well. I would imagine these guys that are playing for Team USA, here we are, mid-August. There's a decent chance they see a limited workload in preseason, if any kind of a workload at all for the NBA.
Yeah, I think that's across the board with just about all of them, except for maybe like Halliburton, right?
Sure.
Like who hasn't played a lot or
Just got a few extra practices in. That's
yeah, I mean you could see like I think guys who don't tend to like ever miss time. So like Derek White, he'll probably still get his time. But yeah, I mean for Boston and for Denver with Jokic playing late into this, they start training camp before anybody else does at the end of September because they're going over to Dubai. So they get a jump on that. So I'm not sure. I don't know how much we'll see those guys play. My guess is we'll see them play in Dubai because that's big for the NBA, right? They want to make sure they make at least a cameo appearance out there, but we'll kind of see, how that comes together.
Goat is the repost from the missed chat. Goat is playing like this is the last game of his life. I love it. Like LeBron taking it that seriously. Yeah, I mean, this is the gold medal. This means something to these guys, right? This is what they want.
Trevor, do you remember after the 2020 championship that there was that rumor that LeBron and AD were going to like sit out like a certain part of the regular season and like join in later so they had like lowered their injury risk? You think that pops up again this time around? Like they'll sit the first like 20 games of the season, 15 games of the season?
I don't think so. Like I don't think they would. I don't think they have the kind of leeway to do it.
Yeah,
like it's in the Western Conference, they're gonna. I mean,
after 2020,
20 games and their season could be over essentially. So I would be shocked if they did that.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that was also right because the bubble ended at the beginning of October. I think it was right.
Yeah.
And then you had the season started right just before Christmas. If I remember correctly.
It was. I think it was like 68 days or something was the turnaround.
Yeah. So that
something like that.
And that was, that was crazy. But yeah, I think Trevor's point is a good one. Like, yeah, in the Western Conference, you start tossing away games early.
Yeah.
Tough.
And the Lakers have already, for a couple seasons in a row now, dug themselves an early hole and had to like go Superman mode after the trade deadline or after the All-Star break to try and make up for it.
What a save. What a save there for the U.S. women
today. This one too.
Wow.
Listen there. She was unbelievable today.
Bringing home the gold. John, what center do I want the Lakers to get? A big one. I mean,
preferably
at this point, like go get somebody. Get somebody.
There's just not really anybody left.
Yeah, like what good, like there are not good basketball players available, like good NBA players available on the market on August 10th. That's just like never really been the case. Like
Isaac Okoro's still out there, but he's a restricted guy. Markelle Fultz is okay, but there's size wise, no. We're down into the guys who are they're your emergency depth. And they're just the guys who are left are not better than Christian Wood. Like that's what it really comes down to.
The guys who are left are going to stay on the free agent market until the season starts and guys get hurt and things like that, and then they get signed.
Yes, indeed. Did I miss it? Why are people hating on Jamal Murray? Was he that bad in the Olympics?
Yeah.
Yes, he was that bad.
That roster, that Canada roster made no sense to me. I like every time I'd watch them play, I was like, what was the plan when they collected these guys? Like it was just such a weird lineup, such a weird roster.
I think part of it was getting guys who had never played for them before. So Murray, RJ Barrett, like they wanted those guys to be there. And it was just, we're going to take our best players without too much consideration for, all right, how are we building out this roster? Their problem is too, they don't have real quality bigs, right?
I mean,
so they've got to figure that out.
I mean, they were pretty frequently running four guard lineups. Like they.
Yep.
Do I think Zion will ever be on an Olympic team? He could be. Certainly could be. He's got to prove that he can stay healthy, but
yeah.
I think he needs to prove to himself that he can play a couple of full healthy seasons before he adds more onto his plate. But in 2028, I mean, the roster is going to be somewhat wide open. We assume that LeBron, KD, and Curry aren't going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I probably, if I had to guess, it'd be hard to see Anthony Davis coming back in 4 years, but maybe. There's going to be some open spots.
I mean, Embiid's already saying he might play for Cameroon, which I don't exactly know how he thinks he's going to figure that part of it out.
Yeah, how does that work? He's already.
I mean, he'd have to
the US.
petition for it, and then the Team USA would have to agree. That happened with Akeem Olajuwon years ago.
Sure.
I think he played for Nigeria. I think it was Nigeria, and then but that was before they allowed pros in the Olympics, and then he switched over to playing for Team USA.
I feel like the U.S. would let Embiid do that because I feel like the only reason he's there this time is because Cameroon he was going to play for Cameroon if they had a chance of making it. I feel like.
I mean, I've seen this conversation that part of the reason for the U.S. to get Embiid, it wasn't necessarily so much that they needed him. It was so they wouldn't have to play against him if he decided to go play for France. And so that was part of it too. It was a little bit of keep away. I do wonder if they promised him a starting spot or not. We did see the one game that he didn't play in, but I mean, look, I don't know what kind of shape Embiid's going to be in 08, but you have to, Curry, Durant, LeBron, they're all not going to be there. Will Anthony Davis be there? I mean, that's a bit of a question mark. Who knows where he's going to be in 4 years when he's now into his mid 30s. You're going to be looking for some guys to step up. Tatum, obviously, maybe, who knows? It's Cooper Flagg. There's some guys coming into the NBA next year who maybe could be interesting, but
I mean, yeah, I assume 2028 will probably, I mean, in this, people are talking about Tatum feeling disrespected and that could affect 2028. I feel like the 2028 team is probably going to be built largely around Tatum, Bam, Halliburton, Anthony Edwards, these types.
I think there's a good chance Jaylen Brown will be invited to play on that team too, especially after everything that happened. Yeah, because off this team, like you said, no LeBron, no Curry, no KD, probably no AD, probably no Embiid, probably no Drew Holiday, right? So that's half the roster already.
And it's, I mean, that's the 6 biggest minute guys. So it's going to be Booker, Ant, Halliburton, Bam. I mean, still, it's going to be a gold medal roster regardless. I mean,
and then you'll have
John Morant. You got to mention. Yeah. So his game doesn't necessarily translate well to FIBA play, but still, John Morant.
I mean, you could have Cooper Flagg by then, could be worthy of a spot. Evan Mobley, Cade Cunningham, right? Younger guys who haven't really been a part of it yet.
Oh, Evan Mobley is interesting, particularly if you bring him in as a 5.
Mm-hmm.
He could be a really good FIBA 5.
Yep.
He may be a good NBA 5. We may see more of that this coming season, but Evan Mobley, I think, would be an interesting one as well.
Jared Allen.
Mobley ain't ready. Yeah, but we're talking about 4 years from now.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't need to be ready today.
Yeah, we're not talking about right now. I don't know where these guys can go. Anthony Edwards, of course. Yeah.
Paolo Banchero will be there. I would got
good call. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, look, the NBA wants they should pretty much win gold from here on out.
Should
they will have the 12 best players at any given time.
Lou's saying they got to watch the French making the backdoor cuts. That he liked the U.S.'s physicality, but they've got to be a little bit careful on the cutting from the French. Not wrong there. One thing that stands out when we're looking at this box score is that the U.S. so far, most games, it's been LeBron as a passer creating offense. He's got 2 assists right now. Curry has 5. There's two other players on the U.S. in Drew Holiday and Devin Booker, also with a couple of assists. That'll be interesting to see. And then Kevin Durant has 3. How the second half plays out. Do we see the ball more in LeBron's hands? Is he able to step into that passer role? Is there something, I would have to go back and look at it, but was there something the French were doing defensively that was taking LeBron out of that role a little bit? That's something to keep an eye on, because that has not been the norm for, I believe, almost every game so far the U.S. has played this summer. It's been LeBron leading the way in the assist column.
And
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'm not seeing it on the stat breakdown that I'm looking at, but I'm pretty sure the U.S. is winning significantly in the fast break department, and probably want to keep getting out and running. Last time I saw, they had like half their points were fast break points. That was earlier in the second, but
Devin Booker, open 3. No. Embiid, good tip back there for Embiid. Durant, the pull up. Yeah, I mean, you just know. You just know it's going in when it's KD, that 15-foot pull up. 51-41. The U.S. have a 10-point lead just here at the start of the second half. Thank you guys for joining us, whether you're on playback, you're on YouTube, wherever it is. Wemby faked the 3, got Embiid to come out on him. Now Wemby spins on Embiid, spins back.
Good defense by Embiid.
Yeah, he actually did a really nice job sticking with that. Curry, the flyby, missed 3 there for France.
Here's LeBron facilitating. See what happens here.
Curry for 3? No, that was off out of his hand.
Yeah, he never had full control of that one.
Booker's upset about that call, but I thought he was over the back live as well. I actually thought that was a good call.
Yeah, that's
definitely. What fouls does Booker have now?
Booker is currently sitting on.
Yeah, that was his 3rd.
3. Yeah. Yep. Remember, 5 in FIBA, everybody.
He's been one of the U.S. best players today.
And there's a good cut there by Wemby and an easy score. Ty Lue was just talking about that, being aggressive on defense, but being careful with the cuts. That time it burned the U.S. Booker gets knocked down on that one. I didn't see what happened. It was away from the ball, but that'll be a foul on France. Booker in the corner. U.S. working the ball around. Finding LeBron in the high post. Nice. LeBron, good feed inside to Embiid.
And then a foul.
And Yabusele commits the foul. Free throws coming to Joel Embiid. Keith, what's your favorite Olympic sport besides basketball to watch?
I really enjoyed the canoe slalom cross thing. I called it battle canoe. Whereas like
battle canoe,
the 2 canoes at the same time. That was a lot of fun. So you want my hottest hot take about the Olympics? Just sports in general.
It is the Summer Olympics, so let's get hot here. Yeah.
It's not a sport if it involves judging or like some kind of like objective scoring. Like that's just an activity. You're scoring.
So
that's
gymnastics is an activity, Idol. Not a sport.
Yeah, that's American Idol. Like, get out of here with that. Like, you need to be timed or you need to have, like, a scoreboard.
I think Simone Biles might disagree.
Yeah, obviously I'm being facetious. Like, gymnastics
sure.
is cool. But, like, I don't know. Like, synchronized swimming, breakdancing. Like, what are we doing?
I know. Breakdancing was pretty funny. All right. Steph Curry gets a 3 to go. LeBron on the feed off the kick out. 56-43. Let's see if the U.S. can really take hold of this game. I will go, and it's partly because I played it, but I love volleyball. It's so much fun watching volleyball.
What do you like better, the beach volleyball or the like regular volleyball?
I actually enjoy the indoor volleyball the most because that was what I played was indoor. But beach is fun too, just watching them try to figure out the angles of all the shots and things like that. So much communication needed and some guesswork too in terms of how you're defending some of this. Embiid gets fouled again and he'll go to the free throw line.
I like the 2v2 aspect of beach better than indoor. Like I like that it's just 2 people and they just got to figure it out between the 2 of them.
There's a lot of strategy in it too when they're trying to figure out, which person in terms of who they serve is also determining which person they want hitting on them and who they think they can contest the best at the net. And there's a lot to it that they try to figure out. On top of that, it's a blast. It's so much fun to play.
Yeah.
No love for ping pong. I can't. Like, I don't know. I can't walk. Like, I can't keep up with it. It moves too fast.
Right?
Yeah.
And it also makes me laugh with the Olympic badminton. Like, they hit it so hard, they have to constantly replace the. I don't know what I don't even know what it's called. Is it called the badminton?
No, the shuttlecock.
Shuttlecock. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or everybody's saying birdie.
No. That's wrong. It's not a birdie. That's not a real thing.
Who have we been sending to the 3-on-3 tournament? Jimmer Fredette, Canyon Berry.
There's a reason for that, though. I think we talked about this on Front Office Show. You have to, 2 of the 4 members have to play in so many qualifying events. Yeah. That's why, like, they couldn't ask like 3 guys not on Team USA to just go play. So that's why they have to send people who don't normally play, and then they don't like to have 2 people jump in who like haven't been playing yet.
Whereas, so the women's 3v3 had WNBA players because they could actually play in qualifying because it was during their off season.
$58-45. Yabusele gets to the free throw line. LeBron saying there's no foul.
Well, probably right, LeBron, but that doesn't matter.
LeBron,
no foul there.
That's not a FIBA foul. That's for sure.
Well, that's supposedly not.
Supposedly not, right? But that's a little generous whistle there for France.
Well, as like how they told us, you can't foul bait in FIBA, and then it was Bogdanovich did the whole jump sideways at the end.
Yep.
Of the game to get the foul, and it's like, okay, let's go.
Jumping sideways into I forgot, I think it was Embiid or somebody like that. It was a Trae Young style play from a couple of years ago. Keith, have you seen the chat is calling Gershon Yabusele Beignet Wallace?
Okay, I like it. Guess
that's pretty good.
Like it. Yeah, I like it.
That's pretty creative.
58-47. After a couple of free throws.
A couple of people said I'm rooting for Lakers players. Yeah, when they're wearing the Team USA jersey, I'll root
Steph
for
Curry for 3. Yeah, I mean, that's something we've talked about here is that we get to root for players we normally might not root for.
Yep.
Keith's rooting for Lakers players. I'm rooting for Celtics players. This is fun. Though we get to just appreciate these guys.
And the chat will say I'm rooting for whoever the Nuggets rivals are.
Steph Curry. The feed from LeBron. The shimmy. The U.S. 61-47.
You know what I'm going to miss?
Build this lead.
Like, it's because it is hitting me a little like that a lot of these guys are getting older and stuff. I'm going to miss the random Steph nights. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast, and like I'm texting my buddies and I'm like, hey, don't go to bed. Steph's like, it looks like one of those nights tonight. Like, I'm really gonna miss
12
that.
threes tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we're getting dangerously close to the end of this, LeBron, Curry, KD era.
Yep.
And it's gonna be a weird day when those 3 are not in this league.
How do you defend that? I don't even know what you do with that, with Steph and LeBron pick and pop.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You just pray for a miss. Is really
yeah. Yeah.
Watching.
Yeah, France will get Alex Sarr. They'll get Risache, presumably, in there. Cool.
Watching
He's playing now.
A crazy reminder of the fact that in their primes, Steph Curry and KD played for 4 years together. played for 3 years together.
They didn't win 4 titles.
Just crazy that happened, that we just kind of let that happen.
What happened here? Gobert and Embiid get tangled up here, and there's a tech maybe on Anthony Davis somehow.
I think he came out onto the court.
Oh,
Oh yeah, right there. Yeah,
yep.
that's T.
Yeah, Nolan
Tech on
Traore put
Anthony
him in
Davis.
there for a really good guard in 4 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, France. I mean, France is definitely going to be. They're going to stick around for a while. They have a very strong young core of players coming up.
Yeah, and you got Wemby. Like that's, I mean,
That's it.
you don't need that much more than him.
That's what the San Antonio Spurs are telling themselves every day.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, we got Wemby. We'll be fine.
Curry in the paint. Curry kicks to Booker. Booker fumbles it. Knocked out of bounds, though, by France. 61-48, 13-point U.S. lead. 6:20 to play in the third.
Yeah, I love this from John D. Anybody else want D-Wade to be a commentator all the time? I wouldn't mind it if it's these two guys are the lead team for NBC. And not next season, obviously, but when they start the year after.
Yeah, they're good. They're good together.
Yeah.
D-Wade needed a game or two to work out some kinks in terms of what he says and how he says things, but he's pretty good.
Yeah, and I want to see what Wade does if it's like a 30-point game and it's, his second game of the week or whatever. What happens then? Like where does he go? Because that's what sets you apart. But like Noah Eagle's really good. He was really good on Clippers games, and he's been really good. He worked Nets games last year when his dad couldn't. He's really good. KD just unbelievable.
Yeah. Kevin Durant.
One thing with KD or with D-Wade also that I'm interested to see is what does it sound like when he's commentating a game that his friends aren't playing in?
Yes.
True.
This team is a lot of his friends.
Yeah. He doesn't have like the stories to go to and stuff like that. So, and I think if you get him out there all the time, we're gonna get more serious commentary out of him, I guess.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like what does he sound like in like a Houston Rockets versus Detroit Pistons blowout? Like what does he talk about? Because he doesn't know anyone on the court for either side personally.
So we've got 63-51 U.S. over France. The U.S. had a bad turnover, turned into a 3 for France, and then they came right back, went to Kevin Durant, who hit another big contested pull-up jumper. Wembanyama stepped out of his shoe, and now we're back to live action here. 5:30 to play in the third.
KD built to score the basketball better than anybody maybe in history.
Yeah,
here he is defending Wemby.
Pure scoring ability, yeah. There's no one like KD.
Yep. I always say he's what you'd make if you made a creative player. You'd create him, and people would be like, "No, that's not fair. Like you can't make a guy that big,
You can't make a 7-footer with the best jumper in the history of the game. You can't do that. It's not allowed."
Yabusele.
What the hell that was?
There we go.
Yeah, that was a DeAndre Jordan pass right there. Threw it into the fifth row.
That's the guy that Boston drafted in the first round all those years ago.
That's why he's not in the NBA.
Sometimes they remind you what happened.
63-51. Here comes LeBron with the ball. We got about 5 minutes to play here in the third. The U.S. looking to gain a bit more separation as they go for the gold. LeBron to the rim. LeBron, no. Can't get the layup. Here comes France, looking to try to generate something off that miss.
This is about as big as France can reasonably go with Gobert, Wemby, and Yabusele, and then they've got Koulibaly at the 2. So they're trying to go with size right now.
Oh, bad turnover by Curry. Ball just slipped
If
out of his
this-
hands, and he handed it
how
right
does
over to
the
Well,
US
France.
that's Revel.
Does the U.S. respond here with trying to get maybe? Oh, that works too.
Oh, a blown layup. You know what happens when you miss a layup on one end? You're giving up either a wide open three or a dunk on the other end. And in this case, France blows the layup. LeBron James gets the dunk.
The cherry pick.
Le cherry
Yeah,
pick. It
sure.
was a cherry pick.
Yeah. Hey, whatever. It's 2 points.
Wemby for three.
Yeah.
Unreal.
They're staying. They're hanging in there, man.
Yeah.
They're just close enough.
Wemby waves his arms, flaps his wings there
Yeah.
to try to get the French crowd fired up. It's 65-56, 9-point U.S. lead. France hanging in there. Remember, it was an 8-point U.S. lead at halftime. So essentially being played even at this stage.
Wemby is 20 years old. That is just really unfair.
It could be a problem. Could be a problem.
might make the next 10 to 15 years really difficult.
Yep. Unbelievable.
All right. So if you're the U.S., how do you respond to this run here?
Yeah, let's see if he subs because it's midway through the quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they go to the 80 and Bam here. If they're going to stick to Wemby and Gobert. If they go to 80, Bam.
Yeah, France looks like they're staying. Well, is Wemby coming out?
Oh, Wemby's out.
Yeah,
If
looks like
Wemby
he's
comes
in.
out, the U.S. has to win these minutes.
So AD's in.
80 for sure.
You have to win the non-Wemby minutes if he's indeed out.
Big time.
I think I saw him though, unless I.
If I'm
I saw
France,
one.
I don't know if I can take him out in this game.
He's 20. Let him run.
Right?
He's fine.
Yeah, he's out.
So they're going with Gobert.
He's
So
Holiday, Tatum, and AD in. Yeah, Curry, man. What are you
And
doing?
Curry steps out of bounds. The dribble looked
Two
a little
turnovers.
bit sloppy.
in a
Loose
row.
handle there.
2 turnovers in a row. I think that might be 3 out of the last 4 that they've turned it over. And that was around the that play where LeBron had that crazy drop.
Yeah. All right. U.S. has got to get it done with the stop here.
I'm not really sure the premise of taking Wemby out here.
Yeah.
Oh, Gobert.
It's a good job by Holiday to get underneath
Yeah.
him and not let him get up for that.
At least make him think about it there. Drew Holiday for 3? No. Keith
Yeah,
and Trev, did you see the BS trade proposal sending LeBron and Curry to the Spurs? It was trending. No, but
No.
sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'll take Wemby.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So will the Warriors.
I'll swap
Right.
him straight
You
up.
split them, you get it 41 games
Uh-oh.
apiece.
I'd trade LeBron for 41 games of Wemby.
The
Start over.
U.S. goes under the screen and Fournier hits the 3, 65-59. It's now a 6-point game. The U.S. has got to push down on the gas pedal right now. LeBron to try to match it for 3. LeBron says, I got this.
So I think I know the answer to this, but in 2028, who's that guy for the U.S. where when things start to hemorrhage a little bit, who's stopping the bleeding? Who's just putting his foot down?
Probably going
and
to
stopping
be
the bleeding?
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
I think it's Anthony Edwards, but it's interesting because this U.S. team has 3 guys that when they're hemorrhaging points like this, they can just say, you know what, I'm stopping this.
Yeah.
And they have the ability to do that.
Maybe Edwards.
what
I
we saw
mean, it
against
could be
Serbia.
Tatum. It could be Brown. Let's see what happens over the next few years.
If Zion's there, then it could be Zion. Like he's
Yeah.
that type of guy too.
The only problem with Zion is he's just not great. More
U.S.
bad
again,
off-ball
Ty Lue
defense.
talked about those cuts at halftime.
Yeah,
They
you
give up the
can't-
layup on the
Yeah.
inbounds pass.
Just lose guys off ball left and right.
Well,
Trying to work
LeBron's
the ball
gonna
to
go the
Anthony
whole way
Edwards,
here.
which I don't like.
Okay.
Don't play through Anthony Edwards. He's not been good handling the ball in pick and roll situations. I use Anthony Edwards as an off-ball scorer rather than run the ball through him. 68-61, 7-point U.S. lead, 2:11 to play in the quarter, and
It's
a
not
bad
gonna
turnover right there.
A couple people in there said Cooper Flag. It's not going to be Cooper Flag, not in 4 years.
Cooper
He's not
Flag
gonna
is
be
going to
ready
be
for
kind
that.
of, if best case scenario, Cooper Flag is probably going to be what Anthony Edwards is in this Olympics of, he's getting some good run. He's not great. He'll have some good moments, but he's still learning the game, the FIBA game.
Fournier with the miss.
Coordinate.
Here comes the U.S. It's Tatum, Drew, Edwards, KD, and AD.
Oh, boy.
Couple of screens by Anthony Davis. Edwards, the step back baseline jumper. No, Anthony Davis.
At least Anthony Edwards has
Offensive board and
continued his
putback.
streak of not passing once the entire Olympics.
He's been killing me. He's so good, but he's
know.
killing me.
He's still learning. He's learning the FIBA
Nice
game.
block.
AD says, get out. Anthony Edwards throwing back Yabusele.
Also, you got to remember, this is like the first time Anthony Edwards has really played with players that are objectively better than him. Like,
hey, but then Durant turns it over. And Anthony Davis commits the foul. 70-61, and we got a couple of free throws coming here to France. Big opportunity there for the U.S. after the big block by AD, and unfortunately, Kevin Durant got doubled, lost the ball.
And it seems that Wemby's coming back in, which means the U.S. tied the non-Wemby minutes.
Yeah, they needed to
that's not good.
Extend their lead. (70-61), 1:17 to play in the third. Oh, there's a big missed free throw there for France. I would expect to see the U.S. spend most of the fourth quarter with the lineup that finished the Serbia game on the floor, being Devin Booker, LeBron James, Joel Embiid, Steph Curry. That's probably going to be the group that's going to be out there.
It was a good job by Tatum knocking the ball off the rim. That's like learning the FIBA rule.
That's something that just it takes a little time to get used to, but I think the U.S. has gotten better at it as the tournament's gone on.
The best one at it's LeBron. He's been all over it all Olympics long.
Woo. Durant? No, that was long out of his hand. But offensive board for Anthony Davis? No, he gives it back, though.
Wemby trailing behind. Okay, good, Drew. That was begging
50 seconds in the quarter.
For an in-rhythm three for Wemby there, if not for Drew.
Nice defense.
Fournier tries to throw it up to Wemby. Anthony Davis said, I got this. Durant, the lob. Edwards throws it down. Big momentum play there.
Drew and AD with incredible defense on that last possession.
Yeah. Fournier, the step back three. Money. Fournier saying, see, somebody's going to want me in the NBA.
Starting to hit their threes a little bit now.
Yep.
They're 4 or 6 from 3 in this quarter.
Edwards, that was not there. What was he doing?
Oh, that's a goaltend.
That's going to be goaltend.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards is killing him. Man, it was
game.
a 6-point game. Anthony Edwards with a terrible turnover. No excuse for that. He has his moments, and he's done well defensively. He's been aggressive defensively. I don't know if the U.S. can have him out there right now.
Yeah, it's got to be. Quarter. It's probably got to be that Serbia lineup in the fourth here.
I don't know why KD gave that ball up to begin with.
I think he wanted to give it up to reset. Then he could have got it catch in a better spot, but yeah.
Just Ant telegraphed that the whole way. He receives the pass and he never looks anywhere but right back at KD. So DeColo knows where that ball's going.
Everybody knew where it was going, and Ant did not look like he wanted that ball. And so you knew what was coming there.
Well, that's just,
You could see it happening. It was like you could see it happening in slow motion. You knew exactly what Ant was going to do, and it wound up being a bad turnover for the U.S.
I mean, basic. That's things I've coached in high school. Is you can't telegraph your passes like that.
Wow. All right. I think the U.S. is going to have to go with that group for much of this quarter here. They close things out. You got to go with the guys that you trust. Again, I like Anthony Edwards a lot, but plays like that you just can't have.
Yeah.
Steph Curry has not been nearly as good as last game. Obviously, I mean, 4 of 8 from 3 you'll certainly take, but 4 turnovers for Steph. Edwards, that last one was a big turnover. 8 points for Ant, so I mean, you'll take that, but go with the guys that you trust. Gold medals on the line.
And you know what? This is potentially the final quarter of Olympic play for Steph, KD, and LeBron.
KD.
Let's make it a memorable one.
Yep. Yeah, this is where you just empty the tank, right? You empty the tank, and you have 2 months to sit and rest before gets really going again.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much it pretty much needs to be Bron, KD, Curry, Booker, and then you can go with Embiid or AD depending on on the matchup. But either one works. But I'd probably Embiid here for 10 minutes.
All right. Here we go. 10 minutes to decide the gold. U.S. by just 6. They lost the third quarter by 2 after a bad turnover to close it out. That looks like it's going to be Devin Booker on the floor. Kevin Durant as well.
Looks like the lineup.
Steve Kerr cannot mess around here. That's for sure.
Well, what happens here in these spots is, right, you have obviously a lot of French people in the crowd being in Paris, but then anybody's in neutral, they want the upset, right? So they start rooting for the upset too. So,
and I think typically, I don't think it takes much for non-United States people to root against the United States in these moments.
Sure.
Absolutely not.
I don't think it takes much.
So on the floor, it is Drew, LeBron, KD, AD, and Booker.
And we know Dave Portnoy is rooting for France, so they got
Wemby for 3? No. Big miss there. And Durant, early foul, silly foul by France.
Nobody's in real foul trouble. You got Booker has 3 and Cordnier for France has 3. So there should be fine. 2 fouls left.
Yeah. Drew? Booker getting hammered. No calls there. LeBron to the corner. KD for 3. No. Anthony Davis.
Oh. Well, okay.
A flop by France, but the referee did not call it.
They let fouls slide on both sides, I think, on that possession.
Yeah.
So good for the refs. Fournier, you see so badly he wants to do something here.
Get there, KD.
Did he step out of bounds?
Yeah, he got.
He did. Did the U.S. have the last touch on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, before KD, was it a deflection on Drew there? I did just looked up and didn't see if he got the touch. So we got 74-66. I thought KD could have let it go, but
4 on the
maybe
shot
there was
clock.
a touch by the US.
Only 4 on the shot clock. So just stay locked up.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, wants it.
Oh my goodness! No one boxes out.
I think that was LeBron.
I think that was LeBron on the offensive board. No box out for the U.S. Just gave away a bucket. No reason for that.
They moved Wemby on to KD now. Switched it, but he's starting the possessions on KD.
74-68. Durant finds Drew. Drew, shot clock winding down. Going to have to get a shot up. Durant for three. It helps when you've got KD.
Yeah.
77,
Just take him
68.
way too long to get into anything,
Yep. And the French defense is stepping it up. You can see how much more physical they're
AD.
getting. Anthony
He with a
Davis.
great contest. One thing that Kerr and the coaching staff is going to need to look at is in 2028, I imagine they're going to need to be a little more creative offensively because, right now the U.S. has three guys that can just bail you out with anything at any given moment. And I don't know that in 2028 they're going to have that level of bailout ability.
Yeah, they're going to have to run real stuff.
Like Anthony
I don't
Edwards,
know that he's going to be the coach. I think it might be Spoelstra by that point.
I mean,
Here comes LeBron, 6 on the clock. LeBron trying to take Fournier. LeBron, the spin. No, loses it.
I don't think anyone argues that Kerr is a better coach than Spoelstra. So
Now you've got Durant defending in the post.
that's a foul on Durant.
And Durant fouls. Free throws coming here to France. 77-68, 7:40 to play in the game. The French defense is putting extra pressure on right now, getting extra physical. The U.S. is going to have to respond. And on Durant, that's just his first foul. He's fine.
Oof.
Ooh, badly missed free throw there. U.S. has got to box out if we're going to get that kind of a long bounce. Got to get a hand on this. Makes the second. 77-69 U.S. lead. Durant handled the ball with Wemby up on
I
him.
don't like running it through KD here. Let him come off this stuff. You have Holiday, you have Booker. It wasn't a travel. He didn't leave his feet.
And that's where, and you just saw it right there, right? Where Holiday had to kick it back out, but Kevin Durant was able to catch and attack a closeout. That's where he's even more dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, bringing it up with him, making him bring it up like that. I don't know.
We're seeing from France, similar to what we saw from Serbia, where in order to curb the talent of the U.S., they're just being way more physical and the fouls are racking up early.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's already 3 team fouls on France.
I believe you're right.
It's an under
Curry back in for Durant. So this will be Durant getting, about 2 minutes here before he comes back into close. He'll probably come back for Holiday.
LeBron, the spin. LeBron, no, can't get the roll. But Booker, the offensive board. Holiday for 3, big shot, boom.
That's huge.
80-69, big 3 for Drew Holiday. No hesitation. Stepped up and knocked it down.
That's what Drew Holiday does, baby.
Drew gets held up on a screen here. LeBron steps up onto Fournier. Deep 3 for Wemby? No.
Right, push it. Get this lead up. Blow him out.
Right here.
Send him home crying.
If he's in a Suns uniform right there, Devin Booker shoots that.
Yeah.
Agreed.
LeBron tried to force the pass into AD. It's a turnover. Batum to Wemby. AD.
Ooh.
And Wemby's going to go to the free throw line. AD did what he could to get back in that play after Wemby attacked the closeout.
How many fouls is that on AD?
Anthony Davis. That is
second.
2.
Okay.
Seeing what they became, it's so interesting that Drew and AD couldn't really ever do anything of note together. Seeing that the two of them became what they became.
Yeah, too much for Drew, I think,
in
that situation, and AD was too young.
Yeah.
They did have that big, what was it, Portland, right? They upset that one year. That was when Holiday had Lillard in absolute hell.
Yeah.
Teddy said, "Is it
round and then
is it my American bias or has this whistle been heavily skewed all game? LeBron's charge block, Drew's charging, phantom foul for France. Isn't FIBA supposed to be more physical? We've seen that this tournament. I think France has gotten a pretty good whistle all tournament.
Yeah, I mean, the one where LeBron got called for the block, though, I think we all agreed that was not a bad call. He got there late.
No, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it was close, but I thought, and I think they need to give a little bit more of those to the offensive player. Drew for three, no. Big shot, rims in and out.
That's normally a Drew. That's
Yeah, he's money
automatic
from the
for him.
corners.
80 to 76 minutes to play in this one. Curry defending.
Great defense.
Yeah. Drew now defending. Oh, just too big there.
Yeah.
France got the switch with Drew Holiday defending in the post. And Drew's a good post defender, but that was a lot for him to deal with. Now they're swarming. French defense is really trying to pick it up. LeBron James. That's what can happen. If you are over aggressive on the defensive side of the ball, you go for a steal, you don't get it, you give up an open lane. LeBron took advantage.
I can't
imagine. From Tam, does AD or Embiid close? I can imagine it's AD. Imagine that's why he's out right now. You could close with him over the last, probably 4 minutes or so. 3-4 minutes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, no.
I think
he
against
banks in the jumper. He missed it so bad that he made it.
Yeah, I think against Wemby, you're better served with AD closing than with Embiid.
And LeBron saying he's got my arm. He's got his arm, and there's a turnover for the U.S.
He had his shorts, too.
He had everything.
I don't know that he had his arm as much as it just got caught behind him. But he grabbed his shorts when he took off.
Is LeBron coming
That's
out?
That's a soccer move right there. Grabbing on your opponent's shorts.
Minute here.
Yeah, Kurt's going to be trying to get to this last 4 minutes, right? And then he can go with probably, my guess is Curry, Booker, LeBron, KD, and AD.
Yeah.
To close.
For the last 3.5, 4.
Yeah.
And Wemby will probably come back in around that same time.
Big turnover there for France.
I don't know if France can afford to not get Wemby back in now.
Yeah, they need him back in right now.
They can't worry about burning him out. You're not going to win the game unless you have him in there. Booker for three, no. Durant the putback, no. Tries again, no. Oh, big opportunity missed for the U.S. But France turns it over. 2 very costly French turnovers.
Yeah, France needs Wemby in right now. They went too late.
I don't see what you're doing if you're not putting your best basketball player in this game.
I think here he is.
Yeah.
And LeBron just got, I think it was 32 seconds that he was out.
It was something.
He doesn't need it. He's good.
Just a little breather.
LeBron says, I'm still young. I don't need rest.
That's okay. He's going to take, over the course of the regular season, he's going to take 15, 20 games off. It's going to be great. And he'll be fine.
What do we got here? 82-74 U.S. lead, 4:06 to play.
John, absolutely not.
Would you do a USA Bron jersey?
That I might do. I don't own. I own one thing that's purple, and it's an Orlando City Soccer hat.
Bad turnover for the U.S. KD tries to save the pass. Foot on the line. Eesh.
That looks like the play from, remember when he was back with, I think it was the Warriors, and they didn't call him out of bounds on that? Similar play.
Oh, when he was a full foot out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm picturing.
Oh, no, what a finish.
Okay, it's probably time to
wrong
go to
hand, wrong foot.
6-point game, 82-76.
Got to get AD back in there now.
Bam is great defensively, but he's just not going to provide you enough on either end of the floor right now.
Oh, no. Curry throws it away.
Turnovers.
It's a foul.
And a foul on LeBron.
I think it might have been
trying for the chase down block. Man,
at least go to Embiid. We can't have Bam at this stage. He's not.
That's not the kind of mistake you would expect to see out of Steph Curry, who just threw it right to France.
Yeah. And then commits, at least he's contesting there.
17 turnovers now for the United States. $82-76, 3:30 to play, and the U.S. just keeps turning it over.
AD's back in now.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
good
This
for the
is
U.S.
it. This is the closing group.
Good thing for
We're
the
in the
U.S.
end
that
game.
France is, I think, what, 9 for 16 or 10 for 17 from the free throw line.
9 for 16. Yep.
Yeah, that game would be a lot different.
10 for 17 if he makes this. And he did.
Makes one. 82-77. We got a 5-point game here.
Okay, so this is now both teams closing groups. This is what we're going to see the rest of the way.
U.S. needs a bucket here. Curry flips it up. No. AD. No.
Wow.
Oh, KD!
Kevin Durant with the big block. Wemby.
But Wemby gets it back in.
And Kevin Durant was trying to wave it off, saying it was above the rim.
Yeah, it's no.
82-79, 2:50 to play. Curry for three. Curry for three. Big shot, Steph Curry. 85-79. And the U.S. get a stop here.
Dog's here checking on me. Sure, me yelling.
AD defending on Wemby. Step back three.
Wemby.
No.
Oh,
Kevin
big rebound
Durant
by
gets
KD.
in
Going the
for the
other way,
rebound,
Allen
and that's free
Yabusele.
throws. That's
AD
free throws
making
for Kevin
plays.
Durant. Big shot for Steph Curry. And then the rebound for Kevin Durant gets taken out in midair. France out of fouls here.
This free throws for KD, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's where those fouls at the beginning of the quarter
Mm-hmm.
come back to haunt France.
What Ron said, they tried to get really physical to open the quarter, and then all it did was get him fouls.
Yeah.
I would have thought, based on what happened with Serbia, that France would have tried a different approach. But they didn't.
They did not. Kevin Durant hits them both. Timeout, France, 87-79.
Wouldn't matter if they made the All-Star game once every 4 years. Guys still wouldn't play hard in it. Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, you need to put in a pretty significant prize.
France is 7 for 25 from three.
Whew.
And
They're
10
going
of
to look
17.
at that. They're going to look at some of the
Come
bad
on.
turnovers in the fourth quarter after this one.
Yeah.
Again, they're down. 87-79. They're down 8, and they've shot that poorly from 3, and they've had a few. The U.S. has had some bad turnovers too, but they've had a few turnovers where they're going to be kicking themselves for that.
The U.S. is a plus 24 from beyond the arc.
Yeah.
In an 8-point game. That's, France. You feel like very good about that if you're losing the 3-point battle that much, but are in the game, you should have a chance to win it.
Now, on the flip side, U.S. has 17 turnovers, which is what has left them.
Yes.
Kept France in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, 5 each from Curry and LeBron.
So here's the problem with USA versus the world. If you hit a point where there's not enough, if there's not 12 All-Stars, you're going to make guys All-Stars who probably shouldn't be there.
Right.
And that's why they won't do it.
Because can you name 12 All-Star caliber players? This year maybe 12 All-Star caliber players not from the U.S., but
Yeah, you can get really close for
Yeah.
sure, but it's just where you don't want to force guys into being an All-Star because
you don't want to wind up with like the Jamal
Yeah.
McGlure All-Star.
Yeah.
You know.
Who it coincidentally could have been a World All-Star.
Yeah.
Canadian.
And there's a bucket for France. 87-81. 6-point U.S. lead. 2 minutes to play.
They went to Fournier instead of Koulibaly.
Curry for three.
Curry
For three.
Bring us
Steph
home,
Curry.
Steph.
Steph
go.
Curry to save the day.
Steph Curry talking to the crowd, letting them hear it. Open three for France to match it. Yes. 90-84, 6-point U.S. lead.
Just lose like you're supposed to.
Let Curry take the ball here. Let him do what he's going to do.
It's the Curry LeBron pick and roll.
Oh,
the double comes to get the ball out of Curry's hand. The U.S. just gives it right back to him. Durant says, fine, we'll go to D Book. Booker kicks out. Curry. Again. Curry. Steph Curry.
Let's go.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Steph Curry for three again. 9 straight. 93-84. Curry and Fuego.
Wow. Just getting a few minutes of what it's like being a Warriors fan. That's fun.
Look, they all want him to come. It's night time.
They're doing night.
Do that. That's really fun.
Steph Curry, 21 points, 5 assists. 7 of 11.
Put in a defender.
Yeah. This is the offense-defense sub that I was critical of them for not doing against Serbia. 93-84, 1:13 to play in this one. Anthony Davis deflects it. Fournier looking for a three.
AD! Oh, poor Evan Fournier.
Evan Fournier bricks the three, finally gets that up.
Evan Fournier
and out of bounds off the U.S. 57 seconds to play.
Whew. Trevor, did you see my shirt today?
I did. Captain America. Let's go.
Out of Steph's closet.
Durant defending. Wemby wide open for three. Wemby hits it. Something went wrong with the U.S.'s defense there because no one was defending Wemby behind the 3-point line.
Yep, there's Steph. And just put the ball in his hands at this point. I just don't think there's a reason for anyone else to do anything.
Batum picking up Curry. That's their best answer?
Apparently.
Well,
93-87.
That's how you know it's kind of.
And the U.S. is setting a screen to get Batum off of Curry.
Yep.
Curry dancing. Curry puts it up again.
Oh my God!
Are you kidding?
Night
Are you kidding? Unreal. Gold for the United States. Gold for the U.S. Steph Curry. The clutch performance for the ages.
He hit threes on 4 straight possessions.
Unbelievable.
That last one wasn't even real. That's not.
I hope a photographer got a really good shot of him and LeBron doing the night time together.
That's great. Man. 98-87, the Steph Curry takeover.
All these guys have been on the other side of this, too, so you know they are absolutely loving it.
Batum's got a cut on his face. Above his eyebrow.
Must have been on that rebound scrum.
And checks out. Wow.
Dwayne Wade said he can't even sit.
And Curry fittingly gets the steal to end it.
Steph Curry.
And he gets tied up. Wow. What a performance. What a way to finish this. What a way for Durant, for LeBron, for Curry to end their time with Team USA.
And let's think back. The U.S. loses in the World Cup, and it all starts with these guys on Twitter being like, "We're ready to do this. Like, let's go."
And I mean, all three of those guys had their moments in this tournament where they were just unstoppable, the best players in the world. Great way for the three of them to send it off.
Wow. Talk about killer instinct for Steph Curry.
What a game from France, too. Give them credit, right? Like, made it a challenge the whole way through.
It required Steph Curry putting together arguably the four most impressive possessions in Olympic history to ward off France.
Wow. Speechless. United States, gold medal. Curry goes berserk to close out the game. 4 threes back to back to back to back. And the U.S. takes gold. Whew. Guys, we talked about how that game against Serbia is one that we'll remember for a long time. This is a performance we're going to remember for a very long time as well. That's always the fear, right? Is that you get the miracle on ice situation where you have the incredible win in the semifinal and then the final winds up getting overshadowed. Steph just made sure this final is not going to get overshadowed. We're going to be looking back on this one for years and years to come.
KD and Wemby engaging in a conversation of least human person on Earth.
who's more
alien-like figure on Earth.
Kenny Atkinson is not French, but it's not uncommon for U.S. coaches to coach with other teams.
There's already stills of the LeBron and Steph Curry night going around.
I love it.
I'm hoping there's a photographer got it.
And as groundskeeper Willie once said, "Bonjour, you cheese-eating surrender monkeys. See you later."
And again, it's so crazy to see a team's three oldest players be also by far their best players and just the best players on the court at any given time. And U.S. did that.
G. Hall said, disclaimer, I'm a Braun fan first, but I don't care how it happens. Braun and Curry need to play together. Would be beautiful to see. I mean, it's just figure out a way to make it happen. It's
yeah. I mean, we got close last year, right? Like, by all accounts. And
it was the closest we had ever gotten to that being a possibility.
I don't think either one of them is going to play. I don't think Steph's ever playing for anybody but the Warriors.
I think if it's going to happen, it's LeBron either forcing a trade there somehow or waiting until he's a free agent and taking a drastically discounted contract to play in Golden State. I don't see another world where that happens.
Ooh.
Guys, this might be one of the more fun summers of basketball I think I've ever had in my life. It was pretty good. Pretty good.
Kate, you know, it's the reality is setting in too now. We don't have any NBA players playing again until October.
Yep.
Unless when is that Celtics Denver game? Is that end of September?
No, beginning of October.
Beginning of October. Okay.
What are we gonna do for 7 weeks, folks?
WNBA games, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch them, but on the content side,
yeah.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of rumors and things like that. Yeah, Heroic Haven. We just had D23 last night. We have some things to talk about from there. Look at the U.S. huddled up, draped in the flag, celebrating the gold.
How did LeBron end up with 10 assists? When did that happen?
He threw a bunch of passes to Curry.
I'm like,
And he had a bunch of hit heads too.
Yeah.
Like early
Yeah.
on.
LeBron 14 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds,
Curry
2 steals, and a
8
block.
for 13 from beyond the arc. That is just ridiculous.
I said Steph was going to have one of those games where he did that. That was going to be coming. I said like a 7 for 9 game. He had 2 in a row.
He's
2 in a row
just-
where he went berserk from 3.
I mean, LeBron, KD, and Curry. We're talking about 3 all-time greats, just continuing to prove it no matter what age they are, no matter what context it's in.
3 Theory said, Trevor, didn't you predict we would win by 8 and LeBron would have like 8 rebounds or something? Yeah, I think I did. Instead, they win by 11 and LeBron has 6 rebounds. So it wasn't that far off. It's pretty close. I do the same thing with the lottery. I get really close, but don't win it. LeBron is going to potentially get a lot of social media
Why?
hate because Curry closed it out. Who cares? Like,
Yeah.
honestly, if anybody is hating on
I don't even
LeBron
think
on
there
social
is an
media,
Olympic
just
MVP.
ignore him. They're an idiot.
Yeah. I don't think that's like a thing that exists.
His Olympic MVP, or like, I feel like I've been seeing a lot of that talk. Is that an award that is
I
actually?
don't think so.
Or is that just like a social media award that we're gonna like hand out to someone?
I mean, look, do you see how much fun LeBron was having when Steph was going nuts? Do you think LeBron is anywhere sitting there sulking, going, "Oh,
Nope.
it should have been me
Yeah.
hitting those shots"? No, of course not. He's
If
happy.
anything-
He just won a gold medal. Like, there's no reason to be.
If anything,
to
LeBron
have
is
those
sulking
kind of
'cause he's got to go
conversations.
back to the Lakers after this.
And for all of the Tatum didn't play, White didn't play today, Halliburton didn't play. Like, those guys were going nuts on the bench too, because all they care about
Yep.
at the end is just winning the gold. Like,
And guys like Halliburton, Tatum, they know their moment. Like, they know their moment's coming. They are gonna be here again. For
Yep.
these 3 guys, this is it. Like, Tatum knows that if he wants to, the 28-28 team is largely going to be built around him.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these guys are
Him
they,
and
yeah, they just want to win. Like, at the end, that's all they want.
Tatum, look, for all the thing about Tatum had a great summer. Let me tell you, no one in the world had a better summer than Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
this is unfortunately, this is one of those moments where you got to take it in because this is it
Yep.
for LeBron. This is it for KD. This is it for Steph Curry, for Team USA. But what a way to go out on top, winning the gold.
Keith, it was fun rooting for Celtics for a few weeks. It was a great time.
Right?
Man, I enjoyed the heck out of rooting for LeBron and AD.
Isn't it
Yeah.
fun? They're fun to root for.
Yeah. Steph, I mean, we all got a chance to get behind Steph for a while.
Steph
that's
goes
good.
for 24 points. A nod to Kobe there. 5 assists, 8 of 12 from 3. You had 14 from LeBron to go with 6 boards, 10 assists. Durant had 15 points with 4 boards and 4 assists. Anthony Davis had 8 points and 10 boards, plus 4 blocks for Anthony Davis in this one. And then Devin Booker, 15 points, 6 boards, 4 assists. A lot of the focus is going to be on LeBron, on Durant, on Curry, and rightfully so.
You got to see this last one.
Devin Booker is going to be kind of the forgotten guy in that should get a little bit more credit.
This is bonkers.
This one.
That's just unreal. This isn't
Like, how did that go in?
that's not human.
Steps
love
back
it.
and just kind of, it looks like he's just kind of flinging the ball. And
Yeah.
it just goes in. Unbelievable.
I mean, Steph in the semis and the gold medal game, a combined 60 points with 17 threes.
Oh,
You just
unbelievable.
You don't see that. That's just not real.
Whew.
I don't know, guys. He was 0 for 1 from 2 tonight, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, is he really elite?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just watched back a video of this three from Steph. I don't know if they're going to show it here. Go back and watch it. KD's reaction at the top of the key is so funny.
Yeah, he's like he was like, I don't
He can't
even know what
believe
to
it.
do with this.
It's one of those moments where the guys on the court can't even believe what they're seeing. Wow. So now what do we see? I don't know. Do we get the gold medal? Does the
Mike
ceremony
Trinko
happen
just
now?
said they're gonna come back and then
They're going to come back.
We'll
to
see
it.
him get
Okay.
their medals because they do. I think Serbia. I think they're there now because I think if it repeats what soccer did, the women's soccer, Germany had to come back today to get theirs. They showed them at like the end, and you could just see the players are like, okay, cool, like we're here, but
Okay, I guess we're here. Oh man. What a send-off.
right.
What a send-off.
Anthony Davis with 4 blocks and 3 steals in this game.
Insane.
He was so good defensively down the stretch.
That dude is crazy.
That play where he broke up the like high lob to entry lob to Wemby, like
Yeah.
that was huge.
I mean, pretty much, the top like 6, 7 contributors on this roster all got to prove over the last couple weeks that they are the best in the world at something. They all got to have that moment of proof, and just crazy to watch.
Wow.
I might dabble in rooting for Steph Curry a little more. That's really fun. That's like really easy and fun and just a good experience for all.
when he's going nuclear like that.
Yeah, it's a
really
good
time.
Quite fun.
Telling you, man, he makes there was a while there where Steph was the only reason to stay up on the East Coast because the Lakers weren't very good, the Clippers were the Kings stunk, like and the Suns weren't good, and it was like, okay, cool, it's the 10:30 TNT game. What are we gonna see? And it was like, all right, Steph's going off. That's fun.
Yeah.
Right.
From like 2014 to 18,
Yeah.
19. Yeah.
Is Kawhi getting that medal? 2 carats of that medal? I don't know how that works.
No, he won't get it. No, they only do 12 of them. The coaches don't even get medals. Coaches don't get medals in the Olympics. It's all it's only the athletes.
So it's not like the NBA where like everybody in the organization gets a ring.
Yeah.
And like
that's why they usually do like a picture. They've always Team USA it's always done where they put like all 12 medals on the coach at some point because it's that's like the nod to the coach.
That picture with Kerr with all 12 medals is going to be hilarious because jokes will get made.
Yeah. Wow. Whew. What a game. What a game. What a performance. All right, we'll stick around and watch them get their medals. Oh, man. So the only players who didn't see the floor were Derek White and Tyrese Halliburton in this one. And I'm sure they're not exactly crying over this or anything like that. Derek White, Halliburton, I'm sure they're thrilled
Yeah.
for their team.
They're having a great time.
Nobody's going to be upset about minutes.
And Derek White had plenty of moments where he contributed big time. And like Ron said before, Halliburton will be back and he'll be a big part of the team probably in 4 years. He'll be a huge part of the team.
Because, I mean, in 4 years, you're probably not going to have Drew. You're not going to have Steph. So point guard, all of a sudden there's an opening there. And Tyrese Halliburton absolutely has the talent where in 4 years he'll be there.
I've got a super chat here says, if there is an Olympic MVP, who deserves it? Braun for totality or Curry for the big life-saving moments the last 2 games?
I'd probably split it between the two of them. Because LeBron
Are you allowed to do that?
No, I don't know. I don't even know if there really is one.
Right.
Show
we
me
make
if there's an actual
whatever rules
award.
we want, I think.
Yeah, right. Like the year that Shaq and Kobe were the co-MVPs of the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Like that, even though like mathematically it was almost impossible for that to happen.
Well, it was
they kind of manufactured
Jason Kidd split the Rookie of the Year with somebody, right?
Wasn't it Grant Hill?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And then Elton Brand did too, didn't he? Like
Maybe he
a few
did.
years later, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Curry was great in the medal rounds. So
yeah,
he was incredible when you need it. But yeah, I don't know.
60 points on 17 threes in the last 2 games is just unspeakably incredible.
Yeah. But then, like, it's not like LeBron wasn't good last. I mean, LeBron had a triple-double last game.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron was really the, seemed to be the emotional and the physical leader of this team the whole way through.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Curry was
Tyrese
MIA
Maxey
for 4 games.
for
Yeah,
the
there
next
was a point where
should be.
Curry was not playing well. He turned it around big time, though.
This guy says, is Tyrese Maxey a candidate for the next Olympics? Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Definitely.
He keeps playing the way he's been playing. Yeah.
Would you all trade Austin, Rui, Vando, Christie, and 2 picks for Curry? Yeah, of course you would.
Yeah, I mean, I think
they can hop in my car to the airport. Actually, I'll drive him to San Francisco. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's not that far of a drive.
I don't need to drive him to the airport. I'll drive him.
It's only like 5 hours, right?
Tam says, throw Rob in the deal.
Yeah.
Carmelo Anthony there.
I'll give the Warriors everything not nailed down to the floor. They can have it.
That was what my buddy who was over there said. Everywhere, all over the city, they set up these little mini parks with these huge screens and chairs, and like people would just hang out and watch whatever events were on. And he said it was really cool. Like, it was such a cool experience.
I wonder if LA will do that. I'm sure LA
would be that would be cool.
I cannot wait to see what the ticket prices are to get into an Olympic event in 4 years.
Usually they're locked in. And they're hard to scout too. And you got to get them like way in advance. But here's the issue. The biggest thing is you don't get tickets to like an individual game or like thing. You get your tickets, then they tell you what session or which game you get to go to.
Oh.
For normals like us, if you're Jimmy Fallon and Tom Cruise, you just show up and say,
then you just say, hey,
let me in.
Here's my face. Let me in.
Right.
Yeah. $2028 Olympic tickets. How to buy tickets?
I'm sure it's pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure I can't afford whatever's happening.
Press credentials are tough too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even Wouldn't even bother with that. That seems like a lost cause.
All right, come on. Let's get to the medals here. I'm gonna see this.
Oh yeah, so it's a ticket lottery.
Oh, it's a lottery?
Yeah, it seems to be a ticket lottery that opens about 18 months before the games.
Yep.
I'll get close to winning that. But not actually win it.
And then so 2024 was the first time they allowed people to resale their lottery wins through the Olympic website. And resale tickets for the gold medal game, for this gold medal game, was like 1,100 euros at a minimum.
Woo.
So try to win myself a lottery, because that would bankrupt me.
All right. KD holding up the flag. Curry hugging Coach Steve Kerr. I get nightmares thinking about how crowded it's going to be for the 2028 Olympics in LA. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's going to be
I
horrible.
mean,
We're all going
it's
to hate it.
already crazy.
And we'll all get a little teaser of it too for those in LA in 2026 with the World Cup.
That's right.
We'll get
That's right.
a teaser of just how awful it's going to be.
There's a lot of work to do for that, but fortunately, they got 4 years to do it, just in terms of getting everything ready.
Yeah, they're already. I mean, they've made fixes to LAX. They're gonna continue that project. They're gonna redo public transportation. They got to redo some of the stadiums.
Plenty of stadiums there to use. It's just a matter of getting people around. I think that's going to be. I mean, obviously, there's a ton of challenge, it's a massive challenge, but getting people around the city,
Yeah,
that'll be tough.
things aren't close together really at all.
Everything's spread out.
And I know, so basketball is going to take place in the Clippers' new arena. So we'll see. That isn't even done yet. So
Right. What do you guys think coming out of this Olympics? Are there any players that were former NBA players that get another look, or guys that never made it to the NBA that now get a look because of the way they performed here in the Olympics?
Yeah, I think Yabusele is a guy who could get a chance. I think he's played pretty well. Bruno Caboclo's played pretty well. Matthias Lesor from France should also maybe get a chance. The Knicks own his draft rights, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, we'll see on those guys.
Okay. Rui Hachimura.
Rui was playing great before he
yeah.
home in that one game.
Hey, where are you at on that, Keith? There's these weird rumors going around, like rumors that there was he left a practice early or something happened, but then there's also the stuff about the calf.
Yeah.
Like, do you think was the calf injury just a calf injury so they don't have to talk about whatever was going on? Or, I mean, what's your view on that situation?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could just be cover, right? It could be cover to, hey, let's try to save a little face here and not make it out, that it was so bad. So, yeah, I don't really know what to make of that. I mean, if the calf injury is a real thing and it's even remotely serious, I would assume some point here in the next couple of weeks we'll get some kind of update, right? Of like, where it'll be. But it's probably going to be one of those things. Yeah, we didn't want it to get bad, and he's fine for the start of training camp or whatever. So who knows?
Obviously, hopefully that's where it's at. That it's nothing that's gonna lead into training camp or anything like that.
League's gonna need all the help they can get because LeBron and AD are probably going to be, I imagine, a little slow out of the gate.
Oh yeah, like I mean, I don't know if LeBron typically does his like players only camp, in Vegas or wherever it is that they go. I would assume he and AD, while they may still have it, they probably won't participate. I mean, but that wouldn't be out of the ordinary. Austin Reeves didn't participate last year. He went, but didn't participate in any of the on court stuff. And then I would be surprised if LeBron and AD are all that active during preseason, during camp. I would imagine this is now time to rest, reset things, because these guys typically, like AD, typically takes a couple months off just to let his body rest and recover after the season, and then starts to slowly ramp back up. I know people look at, well, okay, you've got 2 months now till the season, so you're okay. Yeah, but there's a whole process where they want to spend a couple of months just letting their body fully recover. Then you got to build yourself back up and get ready for the season. That's not often easy with a 2-month turnaround. So I do think that the LeBron, AD, most of the guys on this team, in fact, I think we're going to see very, very little of them in preseason play in the NBA.
Yeah, and I also think like once they do come back, they're going to need, let's say, 15-ish games, 20 games of the regular season as sort of like their ramp up, their preseason, because the first time they'll really get on-court action is the start of the regular season.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if there's for a lot of these guys, like 15-ish games where they don't necessarily look 100%. They aren't playing their full minutes load. They're just kind of ramping in.
We know we'll see, the 70% LeBron where he's out there, but he's not going all out.
LeBron does that anyway. So like this is
no. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're going to see. We'll see that quite a bit. There's those games where he may push down on the gas pedal a little bit. There'll be possessions where he does. But for the most part, I think we're going to see LeBron, just kind of cruising along for large chunks of the season. And that's part of the reason why when you say, well, the Lakers could get healthier with, Vanderbilt, with Gabe Vincent, those guys not suffering, injuries. If that happens, could the Lakers improve there? I don't think you're going to get the same performance out of LeBron and AD. I certainly don't think they're going to play 76 games for AD and 71 games for LeBron.
Nope.
That's going to be a challenge for the Lakers to overcome.
I'll tell you, I would be pretty surprised if either of those guys was eligible for awards. Maybe LeBron less so, but I would be pretty surprised if either of those guys played 65.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. I think that's 65
I'm with you on
numbers.
that one.
That's probably about what I would project them at.
Like I put them both around the 60 range of games played this year. I don't see a world in which they're going to be able to put together 75 games of regular season basketball.
I'll give a little Celtics perspective, and I've said this before. Mm-hmm. I think there's a chance they start off a little slow too. Same thing. You've got these guys all Tatum, Holiday, and White all played for Team USA. Then you have the early start to training camp. No Kristaps Porzingis for the first couple months of the season. Al Horford, they're still going to manage his minutes.
Yeah,
so I think there's a chance they start off a little slower too. And it's funny, you would think, but we all know how this works. You just won the title. You'd think people would be a little like, all right, we kind of get it, but we know they're not gonna. They're gonna be like, why are they, 10-8?
You're gonna have to deal with Celtics panic when they're.
Yep. Just how it goes.
It's the nature of fandom. Mm-hmm. It's passion, right?
Yeah,
it's passion.
And Holiday and White specifically, even though they're generally like they're tough guys, like they fight. They especially Holiday, such a heavy minutes load in this tournament, and he's on the older side as well. It's hard to see him coming out of the gates at 100% in 2 months.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a little bit of a slow start for a handful of guys.
Steph Curry. Ant said I showed up 3 days ago, and then Anthony Edwards says, we're so glad he got here.
Somebody texted me and said, well, what happened to those sneakers LeBron was wearing if they didn't win?
If they didn't win?
Yeah.
No. right?
There's some good tweets. There's some good tweets out there. This is I like
Yeah,
it.
I'm seeing a lot of them right now.
They're gonna,
John said, Trevor, does it bother you how Rob Pelinka tore up the 2020 team right after? Yes and no. It's not so much the 2020 team, it's the 2021 team.
2021 team.
The 2021 team was where they really messed up. The 2020 team, the only real difference I would have made there is I would have brought back Dwight instead of having that weird thing where Dwight thought they had a deal and then tweeted out that he was back. And then the Lakers like backed off and said, whoa, wait, not yet. And then Dwight contacted the 76ers because he was tired of waiting. And then he wound up making that leap. That was the only thing I wouldn't necessarily fix there. I think, they went and got Marc Gasol. They went and got, which I don't know why they gave him a 2-year deal. That ended up being messy. It caused them to trade JaVale McGee in order to make that happen. They didn't need to give Gasol 2 years, so that was strange. But that's, now we know that's par for the course. Anytime that Rob Pelinka can give up a player option or something like that, he's going to do it. So the extra year for Marc Gasol was weird, but you went and got the 6th man of the year, the runner up for 6th man of the year in Montrezl Harrell, Dennis Schroeder. There were a lot. They were voted as having the best offseason in right after winning the title.
That roster,
it was that was a good team.
If you replace Montrezl Harrell with another traditional big next to AD, with Dwight, like that team's pretty much like as close to perfect as how teams were structured 4 years ago. Like that team is pretty close to perfect.
And you could certainly, looking back, Danny Green and that first that
for Dennis
turned into Jade McDaniels, that obviously hurts for Dennis Schroeder. The trade made sense at the time, but looking back, obviously that didn't. But still, that was a very good team. That was a team that, had Anthony Davis not got hurt, I think probably would have made it back to the finals. I think the Suns were, I don't want to say they were done, but the Lakers looked like they were in control of that series until Anthony Davis's injury. They couldn't handle Anthony Davis at all. And then AD got hurt, and that was that. So I do think that obviously if AD doesn't get hurt, things change quite a bit. But blowing up that team after that summer, that was the mistake. Not so much making a few tweaks to the 2020 team, especially since the 2020 team had such a quick turnaround. I think they felt like they needed some fresh legs coming in. Andre Miller said Gasol was slow. Dwight and JaVale were highly mobile. Yeah, but the thought was that Marc Gasol could give you 3-point shooting. He was a reluctant 3-point shooter, but he certainly could shoot it. Shot the ball just fine for the Lakers that season. There were some issues, but should they have just ran it back with the same team? Yeah, probably should have. They made
also one criticism of the 2020 team was, outside of LeBron, they didn't have a lot of good distributors. And so the thought process was, we get Gasol to help distribute the ball and have a little more movement without necessarily like going to more guards, small guards necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was kind of the thought process behind that move, which made sense at the time. And then it was, got messy there at the end.
They've been trying to take the ball out of LeBron's hands for years now, and it's never wound up working out. But
it turns out if you just, brilliant thing we're coming up with here. If you just surround LeBron with 3-point shooters that play defense, you can pretty much just win whatever title you want, because that seems to be the way it's gone.
Right. Tina said, so if the Lakers don't do well, they can or will say, if AD and LeBron didn't play in the Olympics, no more excuses. I call baloney. Oh, I mean, they knew that. They knew going into the offseason that LeBron and AD were going to play in the Olympics. It's not like this was some surprise or anything like that.
I don't know that guys do that much more playing in the Olympics than they do anyway. Like, the games have more stakes, obviously, but they're in controlled environments. These guys play all summer long anyway. Yeah, some of the older ones, like I know you mentioned, like AD usually takes a couple months off, but by this point he would have been back to it anyway. Like that's what they do. Like, and these are at least controlled environments where it's a little less hey, let's play for 4 hours kind of stuff that some of these guys do. So
Right.
I don't know how much it like, yeah, the 2021 when like Booker and Holiday jumped right on the plane and went to
Right.
the Olympics. Like that was crazy because then they came right back and played. So like that got, really, like nuts. But yeah.
Yeah.
What are we watching here? Night marathon? What do we got going on now?
Looks like it.
Saw a tweet basically saying how like if you also, I don't know if anyone kept track of the FIBA under 17 World Cup for basketball this year. The United States won their games by like an average of 40 points, 45 points. So yeah, basically this dominance is just not going to end anytime soon.
You see that?
Yeah, I love
I
it.
saw that earlier today.
Oh man. That's my new favorite thing.
Over those of you on YouTube, they're laughing at a tweet that was
I'm gonna
dropped in the
retweet
chat
it.
here.
See if I can get to it.
See if it'll pick up some steam. It's me in a Photoshop. Oh boy.
What the forever wino?
It's a classic.
Oh yeah, Durant becomes the first men's basketball player to win 4 golds.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
All-time leading U.S.
Wow.
scorer too. After this summer,
pretty comfortably the greatest Olympic basketball player of all time. You're the only one with 4 golds, and you have the most points in your country's history.
Is Durant now officially the greatest U.S. player? Well, I guess I should. Let me say this: is Durant the best player in U.S. history whose game translates the best to FIBA play?
I think him and
Olympic Melo was a thing.
Yeah.
I think him and Melo are probably the most synonymous with Olympic success.
I always thought Draymond was a really good FIBA guy too.
Yeah.
Keith, you retweeted that?
Of course I did. It's my favorite thing.
That's funny.
I like that you're now the token white guy in NWA.
He's never going to come on again. He's going to be like, I'm never coming on again.
He said,
not doing that anymore.
If this is what being a guest on your podcast looks like, then we're done here.
Well, what's going on? Are we getting the medals?
They showed them all lined up in the back. They were all like back in their warm-ups. So
let's go. Let's hand those things out, huh?
Look, you got to give the losers their medals first and get them out of the way.
There's a good image of Curry and LeBron. Keith is so anti-France today.
True.
Here we go.
Steph just posted on Twitter, so.
Hey, there's Pow.
Oh,
This hilariously long podium.
There's the Serbian team.
It's so cool how much it meant to them to get that.
Yeah,
Get that.
the
Bronze.
bronze.
A great showing for them.
Yeah, big time. They're having Plow do it because he's the only one who's tall enough to put him over them.
They've actually put the
having to
medals on them.
kneel down.
We just need any 7-footer to do this job.
Pow's not even actually part of the IOC. They just gave him the job
Yeah.
today. They said, "Hey,
Yeah.
this is a special assignment here. We need you for this one."
He showed up to the game to support, and they were like, "Hey, we have a big thing for you."
They asked Dirk if he had a tie, and he was like, "I don't." And they're like, "All right, we'll get somebody else who does."
They asked Tim Duncan if he would leave his home, and he was like, "No,
Yeah. Tim Duncan's like, the Olympics are going on?
I don't go outside. You're not going to get me." Like, Nikola Jokic unironically looks happier than he did when they won the championship. Like,
Well, I remember when Lithuania won the bronze in '92, and Arvydas Sabonis was like, "This is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me," because remember that was their first ever Olympics, because he had always had to play for Russia, and he was like, "This is the best thing ever." So this is pretty cool.
yeah.
FIBA just tweeted or just put out on X, MVP of the Paris 2024 men's basketball, LeBron James.
Makes sense.
So it's a real award. Confirmed.
It's a real award from
Apparently.
FIBA.
That makes sense.
LeBron James gets the MVP. He was the most consistent. Steph showed up the last couple of games, and he was great. All time, we will never forget those performances. But LeBron was more consistent.
The documentary about this team is going to be cool. This U.S. team with LeBron, Steph, and KD last ride. Oh, they all get one of these. What's in there?
My daughter told me, and I forget. Hold on, I'll find out.
Okay.
Bogdan was not paying attention to the guy trying to hand him something.
He's like, what? Oh.
He's like, oh, I already got the medal. I thought we were done. I thought this transaction was over.
Harry Potter wands are in there?
It's a poster.
It's a poster?
Yeah.
A poster?
The poster, like for the wall in your bedroom?
Yeah, I guess.
Commemoration posters. Huh.
That's weird to me that they have a piece of the Eiffel Tower. I mean, it's cool, I guess.
What's a piece of the Eiffel Tower?
All the medals.
All the medals.
All the medals are from a piece of the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah.
There's like a
I did not know that.
So don't go up there because it might not be safe. They gave
it's going to tip over now.
Also, I
all
found
these pieces taken out of it.
The gold medal is like 80% silver.
Yeah.
There's like just a hint of gold.
And here is France getting their silver medal.
That is not the French flag.
That is not a French flag.
No, that is not.
What flag is that?
I think that's Matthias Lesor, right?
Yeah.
What country is Matthias Lesor? I would think he was born in Martinique.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me see if I can find out if he's like of certain descent. No, he's French through and through.
Might be something for his parents or something. I don't know.
Could be.
Rando DeColo, Raptors kept his free agent rights for years and years and years.
Fournier.
Someone on Twitter called that dude the French Zach LaVine.
Courtney,
Yeah. They said he looks like French Zach LaVine.
Yabusele. Beignet Wallace.
people love Yabu, man.
Yeah.
Good for
We're
Yabu.
giving him MVP chance.
Franck. I'm gonna call him Franck now too. He makes Rudy Gobert look small-ish.
Right?
It's just absurd.
It just makes him look like normal height.
Oh, it's the Palestinian flag.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh boy.
That makes more sense. Wait, is it?
Yeah, that's what Mike Tirico just said.
Oh,
Turn
okay.
the sound on.
I didn't see the white stripe in the middle.
Yeah, I couldn't tell because he never really held it out fully.
Yeah. Yeah, this French team's going to be very good in 4 years. I know they're the silver medalists, so like obviously, but they're going to be a big problem in 4 years.
Yeah, they're not going away.
Yeah.
This might become Cavs Warriors, where we just see USA France ad nauseum for the next 4 Olympics.
Except every 4 years, we're gonna see it every fourth year.
Yeah, we'll just every fourth year it'll just be USA France for gold.
Here we go. U.S. getting their medals right now. About to step up. Coaches all there clapping. Steph gets his first. LeBron gets his.
Number 4
What a moment.
for KD.
Making this guy with this broken hand do this?
Right?
Why didn't they?
Pau
have
Gasol is there. Come on.
Why didn't they have
Yeah.
Gasol do all 3?
Are they going to boo Embiid again?
Oh no!
I'm sure. They're gonna bring it on.
He's egging him on.
Yeah,
The whole team. He loves it, man.
Is Drew?
Joel Embiid is very like he either wants to be the fan favorite or the most hated in the room, and I appreciate that about him.
Yo.
As long as all the eyes are on him, that's all that matters.
He loves it.
Bam. AD and D Book, Devin Booker. And now they're getting their posters.
Feel like they could hand the posters with the medals to save time, but you know, that's just me, I guess.
USA chants in the crowd.
Let's go.
The question is, does LeBron either dye or shave down the beard before training camp? Or does he let the gray grow?
I think you just let it go.
Yeah, let it go, man.
Yeah,
I would embrace it, right?
Yeah, go Reed Richards style.
That means every like ridiculous highlight is going to be made more ridiculous by the fact that he's like got gray in his beard and he's still faster and better than everybody else.
Yeah, 100%.
Just embrace it. Blurry said it wasn't a Palestinian flag. It was the flag of Martinique. That would make sense.
Okay, that makes more sense, I guess.
There we go. Yeah, because I didn't see the white stripe that would have made it. Yeah.
And anthem time.
Patriotism really peaks during these 3 weeks every 4 years.
Yep. What a run.
What a fun Olympics.
Yeah, man.
Right?
So good. Tomorrow, right?
I believe so.
U.S. women, yeah, tomorrow against France, too.
That should be a little bit of an easier time.
It should be.
I probably won't be worried during that game. I probably.
Okay, so FIBA put out their All-Star 5.
Okay.
LeBron, Curry, Wemby, Jokic, and Schroeder. Feels
Good picks.
right.
If there is one thing Dennis Schroeder's going to do, it is show up when it's FIBA time.
He really does. He really does. You could make the I mean, Kevin Durant maybe gets snubbed, but
but Dennis Schroeder, I mean, if you're talking purely just how they adapt to FIBA rules, Dennis Schroeder's one of the best in the world.
Yeah, he's fantastic in FIBA play for sure. All right, everybody. Well, that was it. The U.S., they win the gold. They bring it home. Mission accomplished. Guys, thank you so much for coming on here. Keith, Ron, this is a blast. Glad we all got to experience this incredible moment together. Steph Curry going nuclear. LeBron getting the MVP. All the U.S. players getting the gold. Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, great night, man. It was a good time.
And everybody, thank you for joining. Appreciate all of you. We'll do a show tonight. I don't know if it's going to be a live show or if we will record it. We'll see. I'm still deciding on that one, but I'll do a show tonight to talk a bit more about this, break everything down. But appreciate all of you guys for joining. Thank you, everybody on YouTube, over on Playback. Till next time, see ya and stay safe. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe over on the YouTube side. See ya.